Welcome to the Solid Signal podcast for the week of May 16th, 2016, and welcome especially to whomever it is that happens to be my 5,000th subscriber. I'm not actually able to tell who it is because I don't collect that kind of information, but whoever you are, I want you to know I appreciate you, and I appreciate the other 4,999 of you, a small but noticeable group of folks who are interested in finding out the latest and greatest about high technology in a short, easy to digest format. That said, let's move on. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about the future of DirecTV. Now I'm going to tell you up front that if you're looking for super secret information, I don't have any, and I would love to have some that I could tell you, but even if I did have it, and I'm not saying that I did, I would not be able to share it with you. Because after all, if you have super secret information and you share it, that is probably the last time that you will have it. But having said that, I want you to know that I've been blogging and following DirecTV for about 12 years now, almost 13 years. And so at that point, when you do tend to make something like this your life, well, you get some ideas about what's going on and where it's going from there. I was recently asked by a member of the DirecTV staff, who shall remain nameless, if I still had a photo that I took back at the 2006 Consumer Electronics Show. And it was the very first showing of what would then become DirecTV's HD DVR. It was in there with a couple of other vaporware products that I still to this day cannot identify, at least given the quality of the pictures, which were taken with a Razr phone. Look, folks, this was the height of high technology in 2006. But at any rate, point being that you get a feeling for where it's going when you have some idea of where it's been. I personally think the satellite distribution model has a lot going for it, has a lot of life left in it. I think there's still 15 to 20 years left in the satellite distribution model, but I'm not saying that it's going to be the height of high technology that entire time. After all, there are still people who are buying CDs, and I think we can agree that CDs are long past their time, and so are DVDs, and probably Blu-ray discs are on their way out as well. But satellite TV distribution is going to be with us for a long time, because believe it or not, even with the cost of getting that thing up in the sky, it is still the most economical way to distribute to the 20 million people who currently subscribe to DirecTV's service. It is much, much harder, believe it or not, to get it all done over the internet. The internet was never really designed for streaming video, and yes, it gets better and better at it every year, but the very basics of it were just never designed that way. Back in the early 1970s, that was unthinkable that you'd be able to stream video over the internet. Of course, today it's commonplace, and AT&T and DirecTV are working to make sure that you get the same kind of experience over the internet that you get over satellite. It's going to take a lot of time and it's going to take a lot of expense, but I believe very strongly that there will come a time when one company and one company alone is capable of giving you the same entertainment experience, whether you're holding it in your hand or looking at it on an 80-inch screen. Exactly the same high quality, the same reliability, the same lack of problems, and the same channel selection. That company, of course, is AT&T and DirecTV. There's a big surprise for you, folks. I'm really hot on that particular company. But what about the far future? Yes, I know that standard definition TV is no longer going to be with us on DirecTV as of 2019, and I would bet that HD TV itself will probably sunset sometime around 2027, 2028, especially if 4K takes over. If not, well, HD TV will be around for a while, but I do think that maybe by 2035 or 2040, we'll be looking at the end of the satellite TV distribution the way that we see it today. That's not a bad thing, and it will have meant that DirecTV will have been around for almost 50 years. It's my guess within the next 5 to 7 years, we're going to see this kind of seismic shift in video delivery, and it's going to be the kind of thing where everybody says, oh, they didn't know it was coming, except for if they listened to this podcast back in 2016, they'd know it was coming. I think that there's going to be a big shakeout in over-the-air television, and I think that's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years, actually. And what's going to follow is that we're going to see fewer and fewer high-definition TV channels. It doesn't mean that they're all going to move to 4K, but I think a lot of the redundant channels, Cinemax East, Cinemax West, you see what I'm saying, where the ones that basically carry the same content, but just at a different time or maybe on a different schedule, they're just going to naturally fall away. I forecast a time when, believe it or not, I think that HBO will have one channel, and that will be it. It won't be HBO and Cinemax and 15 different channels of everything. HBO will have one live channel, and everything else will be internet delivered. And I think there will be one Discovery Networks channel, and everything else will be internet delivered. You see what I'm saying there? That's going to come in the next 5 to 7 years, and that's going to make it possible for a company like DirecTV to devote more resources toward 4K, because there just will be this huge amount of capacity in the satellite fleet that's already there. Within the next 10 to 12 years, we're going to see even more of that move to streaming and away from satellite delivery, until the point where satellite delivery just doesn't seem incredibly necessary. We're looking at some big changes in mobile wireless service. The ability to deliver gigabit internet anywhere through mobile. And that will mean that a lot of the home wiring aspects of things, it just won't be necessary. You'll hook up to internet and that's it. And the internet will just be an antenna up on your roof. You won't need to worry about fiber. You won't need to worry about copper. It's going to be a big change, but it's already begun. It's already started. And the folks at DirecTV know that it's happening. I remember something being said many years back by a former head of DirecTV, and he said, we have a competitor whose name seems to describe what they do very well. Well, that's great as long as that's what they keep doing. DirecTV, on the other hand, that could be anything. When you think about it, it ended up sounding pretty smart.